So what do you do when you've been hurt in a wreck? What's the first thing you do? Get medical care. And that's first and foremost. If that's the emergency room, don't feel bad about that. People will act like and want to be great where they say, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine. If you think you're hurt, get medical care as quickly as possible. The second thing you need to do is call an attorney. And I'll give you a couple examples why. One, the witnesses need to be identified quickly. They will disappear if you wait 9 months, 12 months, a couple of years after the wreck. You can't do that. That's going to hurt your case. Most people know that in Georgia you have a 2-year statute of limitations. And what that means is from the date of the wreck, if it's a car wreck, from the date of the wreck, you have 2 years to file that case, to file that claim in the courthouse. And if you don't, the claim is gone forever. But don't wait 2 years. Don't wait a year, and don't think you can do it by yourself. It used to be that way. 25 years ago, you could do a lot of claims on your own. You can't now. Insurance companies are not going to pay you full value. They're not going to do it. They're going to pay you nickels on the dollar is what they're going to do. And they're very, very good. They're very effective of calling you. Now, they can't call you after you have an attorney. Once you have an attorney, hands off. They cannot call you. No obligation. There's no obligation if you talk to them anyway, okay? But let me back up and tell you, the insurance companies, they are not for you. They are on the telephone and they sound very nice. They sound eager to help you. You may believe they want to help you. Their goal, they are trained to gather all of that information to minimize the payout. They're going to try to use it against you. Now, I used to say that was sometimes. Well, I'm convinced now it's all the time. That is what they want to do. So call an attorney. And another very important factor, now this has nothing to do with the statute of limitations. This is just Georgia law. And you would not know this if you don't call a lawyer. But here's an example of why it's important to call a lawyer sooner than later, okay? And here it is. If you have been hit and it's a bad wreck and you've got the other side's insurance of minimum limits or not enough limits, or sometimes there are no limits. That person may be illegally driving that caused the wreck and he has no insurance limits. You follow me? So next thing you know, how are you going to recover? Usually in that scenario, it's only if you have uninsured motorist. But here's the thing, with uninsured motorist, if you do not give your own uninsured motorist agent, if you don't give proper notice, it's gone. And your insurance company won't tell you that. They won't. It's gone. You've got to give the proper notification. You may think a phone call is sufficient. It's not. You may say, well, I've got documentation on my cell phone that I called this number at this time, and I talked to them and I told them that I was going to make an uninsured motorist claim. Not good enough. You've got to do it the proper way. Call a lawyer. That lawyer knows what they're doing. And if you or anybody you've cared about, call us. We are ready to move and move quickly. And that's very important in the case. So the first thing you do when you get in a wreck is get good, proper medical care. Then call an attorney. And let's talk about medical care for a minute. That is important. Unfortunately, there are medical doctors out there who just simply don't want to get involved if you've been hurt in a wreck. I've seen it. I think it's awful. I think it's awful. I'm talking about if you have had a 10-year history seeing the same medical doctor over and over and over for any issue that's come across you, and all of a sudden you get in a wreck and you go to that particular doctor, they will turn you away. It's incredible. I don't understand it. It makes me furious. Why does it make me furious? Because I care about my client. And when I hear my client, who's been a patient of this doctor for 10 years, won't be treated because it's a car wreck, it's very frustrating. So what do? You don't give up. You don't give up. Call an attorney. Because what we tell you up front is go to the medical doctor that you feel most comfortable with. That's important. But in the event that doctor will not see you, or in the event you believe that doctor is not listening and you believe you need further care, it's very important for you not to sit on that thought. call an attorney and explain, hey, I've been to my doctor. They say nothing's wrong with me, but I know something's wrong with me.